Hello everybody, welcome to the patch 1.3.1 waiting room. Good to have you all here on the eve of CIV by about 5 days. Welcome in, Matthias, hope you're doing alright. Good to have you here as always. So we've ght the full rule set for the CIV. Just sort of announced it today, just in the Discord anyway. So we'll be doing that. We'll chuck on the turn timer as well, just for the full experience, obviously. We've also got to discuss some strategy, obviously. And to that end, I've developed, or I am actively developing something of a playbook, you could call it, I suppose. So get a load of this. Hopefully this is like, you know, somewhat visible slash readable. Move this over here, I can see it all right. I should be able to see that now. So, there are 8 players in the CIV. So the theory here is that, listen, depending on the draft, we're going to pick one of these leaders, right? I've gone through the leaders here and I've identified what I think are sort of the top 10 strongest leaders. Now, some of these have some caveats on them. Harriet Tubman probably won't really be that keen to pick her if I don't have to. But if it's looking like a really aggressive lobby, then I think she's a decent fallback pick to just be able to sim city in peace for the entire game, which doesn't make for very good viewing. It's not exactly an exciting pick, but you'd basically be untouchable unless people really wanted to gang up on you, which could happen. Augustus, I think he'll still be quite strong either way, but if you can still build both Tonga buildings, which is a bug, Tonga has a happiness and a culture building. If you can still build both of those or purchase them in towns after this patch, I think Augustus is very strong, because that is definitely not intended. So that could be an option. These are somewhat ordered. I haven't put too much thought into it, but I think these are, you know, like these top 5, for example, I would be extremely happy with if I got any of those. So that's good. But yeah, I guess that's the plan. So anyway, I've never used this before, but it lets you have this quite interesting graph view, which, I mean, to be honest, leaves a lot to be desired, but it shows you the links. So if we look at Amina here, for example, we've now got well, see, that's not how Tonga's building works. Is not how any other building in the game works. So they're not culture. They're not both. They are both labeled as culture. I think that's a bug, because one has a culture base yield and one has a happiness base yield, and every other district in the game, you know, you can only build it if it's the base yield. You know, it's not a culture building if it's a happiness building with a culture adjacency. That's not the case for any other building in the game. So that's why I'm 99% sure it's a bug. I remember looking at that discussion in Paisley's server. So I do think I don't think it'll get fixed for what it's worth. Fraxis are pretty slow to fix this stuff. And when they do fix it, half the time they just say they do, but they actually don't. So we'll see. But either way, yeah, so the theory here is, you know, if I'm 8th, for example, I would pick Catherine, and then I'd go into Catherine's page, and then I'd pick, you know, the CIV depending on what I got in reverse order. So if I was Amina, I picked 6th, which means I would get to pick, you know, well, and here's the other thing as well. This is, you know, I did this up before yesterday. Egypt was up here. We can depending on how the patch goes tonight, move Egypt to a new appropriate place. But that's the theory. So anyway, let me know if you agree with these leaders, I suppose. You know, I'm not sure if Green Xerxes really should be number one. Keep in mind, he gives a lot of gold, obviously, and a lot of culture. But if I'm going for a science victory, only the gold is particularly helpful. But I do think those are helpful yields, broadly speaking. So it can't hurt. I think he's just really good. But you can't discount the trade route stuff as well. Getting 2 trade routes with everyone is very strong. But yeah, Augustus, Isabella. You know, Isabella obviously can backfire pretty spectacularly if you don't get a wonder. At least in your first or second city, you'd be pretty mad because you're on online speed without a wonder. So welcome in, Kier Drew. Good to have you here. Yeah, Green Xerxes is so solid. And I think I haven't really put the civs in for him yet, I don't think. No, I haven't even created the page. But I just think he's so strong. I mean, we could draft these up now as well, realistically. And he works well with so many people. That's the thing. So, you know, off the top of my head, Aksum, he's very good with Aksum. I should do it like this, I think. I believe my first time kind of using this Obsidian software, mind you. It's pretty cool. So Aksum's a thing, and these aren't in order. The Han, very good with the Han. I think the Han would probably be my number one pick, actually. Mississippi would be up there. Possibly at number 1, actually. Formatting's a little questionable here, but stick with me. All right, we got there in the end. I think this is a pretty solid top 3. I hope it's not too small. Maybe I can just barely make it ever so slightly bigger. I think if I got Green Xerxes as Mississippi, I would be a very happy camper. Mississippi was nerfed slightly, but it's not a big deal. I'm trying to think what traditions the Han carry through, you know. I don't even think they tell you in the screen, do they? They do not, which is tragic. But I don't think the Han traditions are very good from memory. Is that fair to say? Either way, but really what you care about is the Great Wall. So, you know, building the Great Wall in Antiquity is still harder on online speed. You're just not going to have enough time to move your settlers around. Your cities are going to have less time to grow. So, influence on buildings. Yeah, influence on science buildings. That's right. And welcome in as well. Good to have you, Simeon Gondry. Good to have you in. Yeah, so not bad, actually. Influence on science is all right. Again, influence isn't really as good as it once was. Still fantastic. But city-states aren't really that good anymore. They're still good, but, you know, they're not what they once were. So I don't know. Look, Aksum has gotten a lot better too. It's got to be said. And I appreciate the Obsidian thing still up, but Aksum has gotten a lot better. You do have to spawn on the coast, but I mean, what are the odds you don't spawn on the coast, right? And this is what I was talking a bit about the other night as well, is that if I pick someone like Amina, I'd be pretty nervous. Tecumseh. You'll note Tecumseh isn't in the top 10. Tecumseh's got to be even worse in multiplayer. I'm going to take that as a tongue-in-cheek suggestion, but Tecumseh in multiplayer must be a nightmare. How many city-states could you really guarantee? Like 1 or 2, maybe? He would be awful. But yeah, so if I got Amina, for example, I'd be very nervous to take someone like Egypt. I mean, if they were open, you never get this combo, really. You'd have to get pretty lucky. But I'd I don't want to have two locale, two biome dependencies, especially considering the changes to biomes that they've just sort of announced that'll be happening with the new patch. Not exactly sure how that'll work in terms of consistently giving you your start, which will be a good one to test on Thursday and Saturday before the big day. But either way, I don't want to have to be Amina Egypt, and my spawn would have to contain rivers. It would have to contain desert and plains. Amina Axum, for example, would have to be desert and plains and on the coast. And if you didn't get either of those, you'd be pretty sad. So I'd be very nervous about picking a leader and civ that both have a location requirement. So I'm shying away from that. But either way, Isabella, I think, is her. That's true. Doubling down on desert with Amina Egypt. It's true. So they do overlap a little bit, which is why I still have them at number 1. I'd be nervous, but I think still be right. From what it's worth, it sounds like the nerf to Egypt is that navigable rivers will get +2, but minor rivers will go down to +1. Yeah, exactly, Matthias. That's what I'm saying. It'll be interesting to see after the patch how the new biomes work in practice. Will the starts be a lot more random now? Am I still going to be able to guarantee, if I pick Catherine, am I still going to be able to guarantee, essentially, that I'll start in the tundra? Probably. I suspect they won't change it too much from what I've seen. Anyway. Pachacuti is number 4. I think I stand by this because it's kind of... There's no way for Pachacuti to be bad. He's a lot like Benjamin Franklin, where you will make use of his bonuses. Even if you did nothing, you'll make use of his bonuses. I think Pachacuti's just so solid and generates so much production in the late game. And assuming that Note G, for example, is banned, which who knows, then you're gonna have to raw dog all that production for the science win. And Pachacuti's probably the best production leader in the game. In fact, I would say he is far and away the best production leader in the game. Maybe Benjamin Franklin comes close. I don't even know. I mean, who else here would even be considered close to that? This is just gold, which is decent. Tecumseh, he's got a production symbol in his leader ability, but we won't talk about him. And that's it, right? It's literally Benjamin Franklin and Pachacuti, the only 2 production leaders in the game. Hatshepsut does have a percentage one, but it doesn't work on projects. So that's no good, in theory. So yeah, I mean, Isabella can get some pretty insane production, but it really is nothing compared to Big Patch. So could this be patch 1.3.1? Pachacuti's patch? It may very well be. I think unless they nerf him, which I doubt they would. They've not flagged any changes to leaders on this update. It sounds like, I would be extremely happy with him. In fact, the more I talk about it, the more I'd be keen to move him up. Maybe I'd swap these 2 around. Pachacuti over Isabella? Is that crazy? The thing is, you know what? I'm going to do that, actually, because it's just a standard sized map with 8 players on it, 8 human players. I can't forward settle people for wonders. So he is potentially a little bit of a sleeper pick, unless they watch my videos, of course, in which case, I rave about him quite a bit. But do not want to do that. 1 second, sorry. I don't think he'll go quick. I think people are going to go for, realistically, people are going to go for Warmonger ones, I would say. in the grand scheme of things. Could Pachacuti be number one? Could Pachacuti be the number one pick I should be going for, actually? I don't know. I mean, Augustus and Green Xerxes are both culture heavy. Production is really good. Especially in online and abbreviated, where production buildings, I'm not sure if they're worth it, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe I do move Pachacuti up to number one. The best leader for the challenge. What it's worth, I'll move this slightly. I appreciate I'm blocking the big man, but I don't want to block the CIV QR code. You won't be able to, you know what? Let's make this bigger and then I'll put it away. So we don't care about, buildings giving a food adjacency. Not really. We don't care about specialists not paying, having happiness maintenance. That's awful. This is what you're after. Production equal to 10% of food. It's completely ridiculous. I think I've convinced myself, Green Xerxes, though. I don't know if I'm going to have the space to pull off, ridiculous wall shenanigans. That's the thing. Not very... He doesn't have any combat bonuses. That's the thing. So I think if you were going to pick Pachacuti, you would have to make it up with potentially, is it Ankos? Anti-Machiavel. I think if I picked Pachacuti, I'd be thrilled to take Anti-Machiavel. I think this would be my ideal setup. Right here, potentially. Granted, if we can change them every age, the mementos, that is, I would probably keep Anti-Machiavel on the whole game. I would also ideally try to get Gate of All Nations, but everyone's going to be trying to get Gate of All Nations, suffice to say. We've also got a lot of good stuff here, like Breastplate. Where's the other one? Brush and Scroll is incredible. You'd ideally want this in Exploration Age. That would be the dream. So yeah, much to consider. Much to consider. You know what? I think I've totally convinced myself. Pachacuti over Green Xerxes. This feels a bit crazy. But how much does Green Xerxes actually help you for a science victory? He's more well-rounded. Because there's a certain point where production doesn't matter in terms of producing units, for example. Whereas gold, you can kind of never have enough gold. And Green Xerxes gives you a lot of gold. The most in the game, for sure. I don't know. Either way, I'm moving Augustus down. I think I've decided Augustus can go. I do think that this synergy is pretty nuts, to be honest with you, but not that game breaking. It's pretty close, but I think city-states are just going to be. I think actually Tonga, I don't know, maybe Augustus goes way down. Augustus is still fantastic, but the 50% is just really good. But I think Tonga might be a bit of a bait pick. They're so insane. But on a cramped multiplayer map, I don't know. I'm going to put him up the top for now. And we'll come back to this. More people join the stream and we'll discuss this list. Oh my god, what's going on here? All right, we did it. Okay, I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. I think I really, the more I think about Pachacooty, the better he gets. Okay. In terms of our civs, let's take these first of all. Look, it's got to be Maya. That is going to be obviously hard to get. People are going to, I think Maya is going to go fast, to say the least. But I mean, who else? Mississippi, fantastic. Really, really good on Pachacooty. I think Maya's probably still better because it's Maya. I don't fancy myself being able to get Japan in the modern age. But I think the amount of science I would ideally get from someone like Abbasid would carry me through. Assyria here is good. Click through here. I suspect Tonga is not going to be even on this list. I guess the Han? It also does depend on these Rome changes. From what I've seen, they look terrible. So I don't know about Rome. It looks like a nerf, a buff. Hard to say. Something of a peacetime buff, but it looks pretty bad, to be honest. The Khmer are horrendous. And once again, they've missed out on changes inexplicably. So what, who at Firaxis hates the Khmer? I do not know. It's like they're on that secondary balance team that is afraid to buff things, but we'll see. Maybe they'll, I don't know, maybe they'll get something. Doubt it. Carthage, I don't know if that's the play at all. You do get a lot of resource slots, though. You do get a lot of resource slots. So, which is really great with someone like Green Xerxes. Someone loves the Khmer, I think they're OP. It certainly feels that way. It feels like someone at Firaxis thinks they know something that we don't. I mean, we're gonna have to come up with more than this. We cannot go into this game hoping to get Maya, Mississippi, or Assyria. That's a bit ridiculous. I think Egypt's probably still going to be good. It's probably, may or may not need updating up to the patch. And Tonga, I've sort of been neglecting the fact that Tonga does have really good traditions. Extremely good. I'm thinking specifically of the reef one. Tonga maybe isn't as much of a bait as I thought. They can stay there. This looks alright. Like civs that I will be very sad if I have to pick. Shilla, Khmer, Rome. Tonga does get a lot of food. Man, I've played so many Tonga games recently, but where's the food coming from? I mean, I guess their quarter has it, but like tradition, they don't have any food traditions, right? +1 culture and warehouse buildings, +10 naval trade route range, and the reef one. But definitely, yeah, the quarter does give food. This is true. Interesting. Yeah, fishing boats are reasonably food heavy. There's some truth to that. Okay, well, let's man, what do I think what's my prediction for what the rest of the gang's going to pick first? I feel like they are just going to pick respectfully, they're going to pick nonsense. I'm thinking Blackbeard's going to go in the top 5 for sure. I do think someone will probably pick like Amina potentially. There'll be an Isabella, I reckon. Harriet Tubman, I suspect, will go to. There might be some someone who gets baited by picking Queen of War. Would have been me. Luckily, I've played a few multiplayer games, so I know she's not good. King of Kings, definitely. I wouldn't be mad about getting either, just quietly. Just as a peaceful King of Kings would be totally fine by me. Extra settlement limit? 10% gold in all settlements? This does not involve war, you know? And a good deterrent. I think people wouldn't attack me if I was King of Kings, so potentially a better Harriet Tubman. Potentially. Okay. Let's run it. Let's run it through. I've still got the thingo up, I believe. Sitting is still up. Okay. Do I just pick a middle of the pack leader again? Now, for what it's worth, Ibn is like the super wild card pick here. I've only put him at number 7. Like he's higher than Catherine, Confucius, Harriet here. I'm just like put a note here. I think King of Kings might actually be better than Harriet Tubman, to be honest. If I'm planning on doing total Sim City, surely Harriet. I don't know. Maybe Xerxes will be just as good of a deterrent, and with a slight upside as well, and a potential to go to war if I was really brave. Anyway, Ibn's a serious wildcard pick here because he's got some really busted memento synergy. If we look at, you probably can't see this real well. Don't worry, it's not too important. But we went through these last week, I think. Some of these ones are absolutely busted with Ibn because they don't scale by game speed. So anyway, they're worth considering. Probably the food one's really the only one I'd be too keen on. Culture is all right, science is all right. Anyway, if I got Ibn, I'd have to like really think about it. I kind of don't want to pick him in a way. But anyway, we'll see. Okay. I think let's try. The leader is the hardest one to predict, but I have a feeling we might be able to get Pachacuti, you know? So let's do it. Let's pick Pachacuti. And we'll go down the list of things we want. I guess I'll try practice with just the memento here. So we'll take anti-Machiavel for realism purposes and potentially breastplate. +2 food. Or is that crazy when you could probably take the one that's +2 production? And even though Pachacuti wants food, I mean, this is just... that's on cities only. I didn't know that. Otherwise, there's stuff like Wampum Belt, which, if you think you can get at least 2 city-states, you're already kind of better off. This is where I would have liked to planned out some of these things. I don't think Russian Scroll is very good in antiquity. In fact, I think it's really bad. I wish I could sort these by color, mind you, but I guess in a way they've already got a color, so who cares? Chakra I think's bad. Snuffbox is bad in antiquity. I mean, in theory, this is good, but you're putting a lot of stock into mountains. And the thing is, like, I don't even think you don't need to be near mountains for Pachacuti. You want to be, but you don't have to be. Otherwise, there's also this one that's decent for specialists, but again, not really something you'd want in antiquity. This looks interesting. No, it's terrible. One production for every town. It's pretty bad. +1 food per age per cavalry unit stationed on a town center. Interesting. We won't be doing that. It says town center, by the way, which is hilarious because Civ 7 doggedly refuses to refer to city centers in towns as town centers, and yet here it is. They spelt town wrong, so they spelt center wrong as well, mind you. But this is hilarious if this is actually referring to town centers only, not city centers. Because that's what they should be called. Araxis. They should be called city centers if it's a city, and town centers if it's a town. This is obvious stuff. Let's do foods quite a bit, just quietly. Foods do not start off with much. In antiquity, is it alright? Yes, it's probably worth trying. Otherwise, there's like +1 science point. Decent. Considering I probably won't be getting too many as Charcuterie, right? Potentially. Also, I need to plug ever so slightly. Face Plunger on Discord sent me through a huge list. I think it was 384 pages, something like that. Long list of all the narrative events in the game. At least that the community's discovered. Which is insane work, just quietly. Anyway, I've seen the light when it comes to picking quests at narrative events, which turns out often lead into more quests to get more points, even though it doesn't say that. So there may be a way for me to get more scientific points than I usually would if I really tried. And you know what? While we're here, I'm going to pull this up. So 2 seconds. Just on the side here. I won't show it on screen. But I'd love to have this next to me while I play. And then I can just Control F through some of these. This thing takes a fair while to load up too. It's a bit of a monster. But this is going to be fantastic for getting more points. Now, you don't, like, obviously, we all know, we're all pro Civ 7 players here, so we all know that attribute points are garbage compared to what they once were. I'm going to try Breastplate. It's a bit of a bug with the UI, but it's fine. And who are we going to pick for our Civ? Let me consult the texts. I don't think we'll get, Maya, Mississippi, Assyria. We could see how a peaceful Assyria feels. I'm just looking for like a middle of the road Civ here. If Maya's number one, I likely won't get them. So Mississippi. For what it's worth, there's also there's a sportsmanship rule taking place here that you can't gang up on one guy in antiquity. So in theory, Maya might not be too bad as well, in the sense that you could try and shut Maya down, but hopefully people don't just destroy me in antiquity. Either way, they're still going to be hotly contested for sure. So I don't know, Mississippi's like insanely strong. They'll be okay fast as well. Syria has the Royal Library. Let's try with Assyria. I don't know if... Do people know that Assyria's busted? Again, I'm dealing with some players here that do not play Civ 7. That's what you've got to consider. Maybe I should try with like the Han, because they're kind of bad. At least they get a second growth on their first growth event, right? That's something. Again, I'm not picking good civs here. I'm trying to pick a civ that I think is achievable. Let's try Assyria and let's see how a peaceful Assyria feels. And again, this is a part of the deterrent strategy. I think if I am Assyria, maybe people won't attack me and I won't have to attack them. But I want to see how it feels to not get any courtesies, which, again, this kind of plays into my plan to not get attribute legacy points. Okay, let's set this up exactly what they said in the give rules. So let me find the rules. Let's go down the list here. Continents and islands, Civ unlocks on. These are all hostile. Regroup, 10-turn countdown, abbreviated speed, deity, but walls are turned off, which is good. That's crazy, by the way, that wall thing. Okay, standards, this is all good. Map size is standard. The map seed, for what it's worth, is custom. So I saw your message, Matthias, by the way. I didn't respond to it. Yeah. But I don't know if your average... Have you seen the CIV list? It's a little bit... The players there aren't experienced. And then you've got us, for example, who obviously is experienced. So it's a bit patchy. The Royal Library is like one of the best buildings in the game. But I'm not sure if that will be common knowledge among the participants. I think they just think Assyria is like a war civ, which is obviously true. They're, you know, best in antiquity, potentially. Anyway, keep checking these rules. I just want to find the turn timer. Plague Crisis is off. I can't actually... Oh, I'm going to have to set this up as a multiplayer game, aren't I? That's alright. So they said the turn time is 125 in antiquity. That's fine. I don't tend to hit the turn timer unless I'm talking to chat. So I'll try not to talk to chat. Sounds kind of bad. Okay. This is it. So these are the settings. This is this would be a very fortunate combination if I got it, I think, without having played it yet. I think this is all correct. Yeah, alright. Let's crack into it. I'll let Gwendolyn talk. And I'll see you all soon. I'll see you all once this is finished loading in. Which takes a fair while, mind you. Civ 7's loading times have gotten a lot worse. At least for me, in the last couple patches or so. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. In the meantime, this is a great opportunity to talk about the Civ Give, which you'll notice on screen is a big QR code to donate to the Civ Give this year. There's some rewards in there. I'll admit I haven't put as probably enough effort as I should have into that yet. But you can, various rewards there to name cities after you, or I'll provide you a daily news update, I think for $5. Quality may vary on that one, so stay tuned. Anyway, donate to the Civ Give if you can. See you soon.
Your time has come. Bring your allies among the Terraquina, in the stones and light of the high places, in the print of the pew's paw. Your people have need of you. You call to the mountains and they tremble for you. Let them tremble again.
All right. Wow. This is mountainous and coastal, but not too coastal. Kind of ideal, actually. You can see a reef there. That's what we like to see. I would be extremely happy with this start if we got it. Great science spot here, great culture spot here, and here. Lots of mountains, which, you know, we quite like as Pachacuti. Okay, this is probably going to be a settle in place, I imagine. Camels as well, can't be mad about that. Does Assyria have a desert spawned by us? I think they do, don't they? Okay, settle in place looks fine to me. 2 scouts minimum. We're off to the races. We're probably already about 10% age progress already, playing on this speed. Loving that none of my assets have loaded in. That's what I like to see. Problem with early mountains is it does make scouting quite annoying. We have a lot of productive land here. It's a fantastic brickyard opener, so we'll head down this way. Very happy tiles too, thanks to the mountains, which wouldn't usually sing the praises of happiness, but very early on it's alright. Let's get a third scout going. And the actual gear, I don't know. Will I go a warrior? Maybe. Just notice there's a thing down here. Very mountainy. We got some quartz though. Extremely good resource. And I think I'd be happy to stick with the old riding start as well. Favorite of Ursa, as I understand it, is in the riding start gang, which is the correct gang to be in. Which YouTuber I'm most worried about? I think at a base level, Ursa has... Wow, that's awful. Lose this unit. Fundamentally, Ursa has played the most Civ 7 out of probably all of us. I'd say he's definitely got more than me. So that's a bit concerning. He's definitely obviously very good at the game. So it would be Ursa, but beyond that, I mean, then there's the wild cards. I don't see Ursa, I mean, noting what he did last year, but I don't suspect he'll probably go to war. Is that, like, really... Is that naive? There's people, I think, like Sassy, for example, I know is just like an absolute warmonger. Riddick Acidic is an absolute wild card. I've tried to, you know, form something of an alliance with that man, but it really, he's just like seemingly an agent of chaos, so I don't know how that's going to go down. Take the food. No, take the science. I don't know. I think Ursa has the highest chance of winning, but Riddick Acidic has the highest chance of making me lose, if that makes sense. Wow, that's an extreme culture spot right there. I want to... I guess I can't get past these mountains, you know, so... I don't love settling over here. These city-states are hogging all the fresh water. It's going to be probably a city over here one day. Anyway, that's my thoughts. White Nerdy's played a fair bit of Civ 7 too. It's got to be said. I'm already floundering here on whether I should put the brickyard here. I have another good spot. By the time I need to worry about happiness buildings, it'll be fine. I should take advantage of this bonus. The draft is, yeah. Also, welcome in, Joe. I don't know if I said hello. The draft is going to be. I can say some stuff now, but to be honest, yeah. Once we actually see our leaders in civs, that is when I'll be able to make a pretty good prediction of how the game's going to go down at that point. I would say. Prior to that, it's just we'll wait and see. But if I end up having to pick, like, who did I say was not ideal? I don't know. If I end up having to pick, like, Confucius, for example, I might start getting a bit nervous. Confucius is fine, but I don't rate my odds of not getting run over. Great science, though, obviously. And what do we have here? That's pretty decent. Yeah, this would be a fantastic start. Culture it up. 100 gold. I got to remember that. I think there was a gold option there that I potentially should have considered. That's not great. He's not going to enjoy if I settled this city right here. Be more inclined to settle this one and take. Oh, those are really good tiles, though. Yeah, this looks like an island over here that you could take the other half with. So, but I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Just thinking about the give gets me a bit nervous, to be honest. So, should be interesting. I kind of want to kill Tyre, but I would want to put the city on this tile, and I obviously can't. So, I also killing Gungnei sucks because I think you just get happiness from that. But befriending Gungnei also sucks because you just diplomatic city states are pretty bad. Either way, let's get a couple settlers going. I guess I'll befriend Tyre. It looks like it could actually be a decent city to incorporate one day. But my settling is a little bit squished, all in all. But again, I mean, this is, this is what the give's going to be like. So I got to prepare for this. This leaves me plenty of room over here. This over here looks fantastic as well. So I'll snatch this up. Golden quartz. Quartz is amazing. So I'll be going for that. Pantheon next turn.
There is another. The spoken word conquer.
It's riding. We'll keep our what we've got plugged in for now. I should consider. I probably shouldn't have gone for riding mastery, which I think writing's fine, but this is where I'd almost always go for writing mastery immediately. No codex. No codex on Assyria, so gotta keep that in mind. I'm really just going down to masonry now for the production of mines and quarries. It's a pretty big one. To that end, I think culture potentially. The Assyrian civics aren't going to be great, but it's just the Royal Library I'm after, so I guess the sooner I can get to that, the better. The other thing I desperately need to consider is Royal Library spots. And unfortunately, this one here is actually really good. Would have been my culture spot. That's fine, because... well, I've made a few mistakes here. Let's talk about what I've done wrong. I should have put the brickyard here. Which would be one less food, but it leaves this for culture, and it gets me into this spot, which is my science spot. Okay, now let's look this up. Shaking of the Earth. I would almost always go science here because it's the best one, but let's look this up. Because it seems like this might give me something later on. It will. If I take this, which I never ever would, this would give me an economic point later. If I take this, I get an expansionist point later. Train 3 infantry. But I have to capture a settlement after that, which is really unlikely. But this would... man, this is game-changing right here. These quests... okay. Yeah, I literally never take these. Okay, let's take this one for the economic point. Have 3 altars. Let's do it. This is amazing. Oh, don't say that, 78. Where'd you find that info from? Did they say it on the Civ Discord? That's going to be 3 a.m. for me. No, I might have to cancel the stream. Can you cite your source? Is that from Firaxis? What time is it meant to come out? I'll take EST time, whatever you want. I'll translate it. Yeah, who knew? I don't know if anyone. Well, it just says like the reward is 50 happiness, but no, it actually 50 happiness, and it'll start a quest after that. Apparently, news to me. Okay, I've been added. Oh no! Oh no! In 3 hours. Holy moly. That is a long way away. Are we gonna wait until the thing comes out? Gosh, that is a big commitment. Let's see how we go. No, I'm not gonna make any promises. Okay. Now, I've got quite a few rough tiles here. 3, that is. Stone circles, obviously incredible. Growth, obviously good on Pachacuti as well. Thanks for linking that, by the way. That's crushing. Oh, man. Once upon a time, it was at midnight, by the way, and then daylight savings happened, and then daylight savings happened again, and now this has been delayed. Yikes. Okay, that's fine. Let's take stone circles. It's gonna be really good in our second city as well. Why are these icons not loading in, by the way? Half these don't have icons. Very interesting. But yeah, almost always for those, man, should I be going for this then, for the merchant? Probably not. Also, I should keep in mind, I guess it's worth sacrificing going for mysticism early to get Gate of All Nations. So maybe my build order should really be just ignore Pantheon, right? That's probably correct. Okay, Gungne's doing this. That's actually from another one. A different one. Getting chased a little bit here. Hostile city-states is so rough early. Maybe that's why I should go 2 scouts than a warrior on this on these settings. Now that is handy though. Take that. Especially considering he's about to get pretty mad at me. Look. Take the farm. Better yields right now. So yeah, this is bad. Let's finish our... Oh, look at these buildings, by the way. Let's finish our altar. And we'll probably put a granary here, followed by the library. Kind of hate it, but getting the altar this early is not bad at all when it's giving you this much production, so happy with that. Yeah, this is fine. And you, let's... What can we see with Mr. Scout? I kind of want to like double forward settle Ben, but that is going to be like, it's not good. Not good for our relationship. But these spots are quite good. Shame none of these quite lined up to be a 3-for on the adjacency. And in here is quite good too. It's no fresh water, but that's not the end of the world for a second and third settlement. I guess going in here is a bit safer. It's weird to make this into a town. And my capital lacks a lot of tiles, actually. This probably won't be my capital going forward. Settling this close to Gungnay is a disaster waiting to happen, though. So is settling far away. Let's tentatively move this guy up this way. I just need to see a bit more of what's going on over here. And I will sacrifice a sort of turn of scouting for that knowledge. It's the end of the continent. Great spot though, we're kind of got a fair bit to ourselves, which is nice. Minus 20 for that. Gold's obviously good, but he can't settle this now. This wonder's mine, so may as well go for the gold. Delays the culture a bit, but I think that's fine. Do we get rid of both of these? Plug this in. Should have our celebration. 7 turns. It's pretty far away, actually. Yeah, more production. Keep in mind as well, in theory, that town's going to grow pretty fast. 6 food instead of 4. It's a big food increase. Up in the river. And we do have our commander here, who's kind of useless. Now these spots aren't as great as I thought. There's actually not much in the way of resources over here. It looks like a decent spot, but it's simply not. I'll probably sell it anyway. But look at the lack of resources around here. There's a few reefs at least. And obviously camels. It's a good town, but I don't know if we want to settle that right now anyway. So maybe we go for this this spot down here. Very odd start. A lot of land needs to be explored on the left. Again, I would love to go for this gypsum, but I should go for these wonder tiles now. Okay. Keeping in mind, I should have gone for the brickyard probably on the clay. Not clay, the wet pit, whatever it's called. Most likely. I'm probably gonna have to end up buying a slinger in this city when it gets settled. Gungnay's not gonna be happy. Speaking of, let's take this actually. I can wait on the slight amount of influence I need. Mina, who we won't be going near at all. Do not want to cramp our style. +5. +13 combat strength from her. Now, luckily, obviously, with real players, you won't have to worry too much about combat strength differences. Like, if we're defending against someone, we just need an army that's as good as theirs. Also 25%, by the way. One turn until... I really want this library, but this granary's just as good in theory. It's not just as good, but it's pretty good. Okay, settle here. Do that. I think I want to secure the cotton, to be honest. And obviously grow towards that ridiculous monument spot one day. Again, it'll probably just be an urban center. It's very likely.
Do nothing which is of no use.
Okay, Let's get the gate down. In terms of where... This would have been, like, if I had the library built out, it wouldn't have mattered, actually. I'm gonna have to put it somewhere weird, like here. Culture buildings here. I should go down here, actually. So I'm gonna have gold buildings there. Culture buildings, 1, 2, 1, 2. Actually the same. I'm probably not gonna end up all the way over here for it, so let's go here. I can put culture here, gold here, and some sort of water buildings down there. Very happy with that. You get this fantastic clay pit. It was clay, what am I saying? Get that. And then we'll start getting some serious culture very soon. Gunne, we can actually do a fast support, but we can definitely get away with just buying a slinger here. I'm buying it very preemptively, but I'm going to try and go for the city setup here as well. Unrealistic to get that, but we'll do it. Code of Laws would finish my quest and get me moving along, but let's go for Syrian Civics. I did... Here's the other thing that's potentially bad. If I do rush Gate of All Nations, I have to go through Discipline, obviously, which means I can't do the thing where I get 2 commanders. So if you go for this Civic first, you can build your first commander, your Tertanu, for super cheap. It's like almost no production, and then you take Discipline for the free one, which is, you know, getting 2 commanders that fast is really, really good. The second one's usually prohibitively expensive, but I think getting Gate is too important. And I know everyone's going to be going for Gate. If I miss out, then, you know, it is what it is. I will have, like, a very slight advantage because I'm Pachacuti. I just need to make sure to take all of the culture, you know, options where I can. From discoveries. But it is going to be a rush. Everyone's going to be going for it. Just got to do our best, I suppose. Okay, and also, I mean, you know, helps. We've just got, look at this production now, right? It's really good. Like three production, 3 production, 3 production. Super strong tiles here. Can get our library down there. Happy days. This tile can never be claimed by the other cities, so there's no rush there. So let's just take cotton. Hopefully down to 5 turns, yeah. You know, the Masonry Mastery, I know Potato's a fan of it. I can't abide by it, so let's go for this. We actually managed to find another city-state down here, which is good. I think I'd take the second commander over the gate if everyone's going for it. Yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that, right? That I am... How do I, like, phrase this? Suffice to say, I'm still... If I have 2 commanders, I'm probably stronger than if I had Gate of All Nations. The thing about, and, you know, we're getting specific here, but Ursa, for example, loves his influence. You know, loves his influence, loves his hub towns. And the last thing you want to get stuck into is a point where they just have so much influence that you just lose the game. Because they can keep you at war and refuse to make a peace, and just drag all your cities down with war weariness. Or they can say, well, give me, like, you know, 2 of your cities and I'll make peace. In both cases, you lose. I do think avoiding the situation where you're in, like, a stalemate and they have more influence, because once you get to the point where you have so much war weariness, then that also means you will lose influence from that. Which means you can't support yourself enough, which means you get more war weariness, which means you can't support yourself. You know, it's a death spiral once you get into that situation, right? So, anyway, So that's why, like, the war weariness, the one war support is so strong, right? And I'll take this because I'm greedy. And not only that, it comes back to the deterrent aspect. No one's not going to declare war on me because I have 2 commanders, but people will, I think it's fair to say, hesitate to declare war if they know I have Gate of All Nations. Eventually I want the Sultan here. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Headed to the west. Okay. Oh. Not ideal. Okay, we'll try and befriend you as well. You're like... I don't even know where you got hit from. Who damaged you? And took no damage in return. Oh, scouts don't take damage. Don't give out damage, right? Streamer brain. Anyway, so yeah, I think the Gate of All Nations has a powerful effect on people in terms of going, oh, I don't want to declare war on that guy. You know, he's got... So this scout's dead now too, isn't he? Probably. You know, I've got anti-Machiavel and Gate of All Nations, and I get 1 military point. I'm basically Harriet Tubman. If someone declares war on me, and they had no bonuses themselves, they're immediately at -4. So... And that is a very hard hill to climb back from. Gemstones, incredible. Military aid would be great if I needed it. And there's so many barbarians around. I'm so tempted to kill Gungnei. It's a decent spot. I really need to pay attention to rivers as well. If I am going to be... Oh, look, I can make this into a city already. Isn't that a bit crazy? We'll give it 5 more turns to go to that other tile. Happiness, not... It's kind of bad. I wonder. Okay. Yeah, it's commander experience too if I take it out, but it hurts me in the long run, I guess. Go over this way. Okay, you lived, but I mean, not really. Try and run away. And this guy's getting smashed, huh? Incite raid. Is it bad manner to incite a raid on like a new player? Could be the move, you know, on my neighbors. If I've got some influence lying around, I'll be doing that, inciting raids. Look at Amina, by the way.
No man is foolish enough to desire war over peace.
I got the gate. It looks like she must have been going for Tyre right at the end there, which I hate when they do that. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. I'm getting flashbacks to the last game I played on stream the other night, where I got completely run over. Good news is I have a commander, and I will have a lot of war support. Potentially I could trade with her. I'm going to have to trade with this guy, it's way too good. Okay, we've got enough stuff to... Oh, I was going to say, we have enough stuff to build. We can go for Code of Laws for now. Thinking a very solid monument here. Or do we just go for the library? Incite, yeah, Incite raids are brutal. Incite raids are absolutely brutal. And, like, yeah, on this speed particularly, I don't know if they spawn less units on, like, online speed. They really should for what it's worth, but I don't know if they do. But if they just hit you with, like, 6 or 7 units and a commander at your doorstep, like, that may just eliminate a lot of players. Although I'm not sure if that would, like, if they would restart if that happened. I certainly wouldn't be taking responsibility for it, though. Have to keep that on the down low. This gives influence. It's probably just like so much better. I should be doing that. It's a cheeky reef there, but it's also a pretty solid woodcutter there. That'll probably get painted over one day, but yeah, it's alright. But yeah, beating an AI to a city-state, Suzerain, they hate that. They get so mad when you do that. So this place is growing like, way quicker. What's this town doing that this one's not? Fair enough. It's just improvements. Interesting. Yeah, I kind of don't like delaying my city this much, but second city that is. Okay, first science point is nice. This goes away in one turn, so I kind of want these units to stick around at full health. So happy to bundle you up and then take you back to the capital. Welcome in, Angler Mango. We do, yeah. It drops in exactly 2.5 hours from now. Well, not exactly, but yeah, 2.5 hours from right now is when it should drop. It is a delayed patch. It usually drops an hour earlier than that, but yeah, they said it's delayed, so there's a real question as to whether or not I'll be awake for that, to be honest. Wow, these barbarians are everywhere. For your time, 4 in the afternoon, I hope. That's good. I'm glad it's worked out for you. Decidedly does not work out well for me, but that is me do. So my best Royal Library spot, I mean, I actually don't have... It's one of the worst maps for Royal Libraries I've seen in a while, at least in my immediate vicinity. Possibly here, by the looks of it, but it's not actually that great. Shockingly rare. Bad game for a Royal Library. Doesn't happen too often, but I would love to finish this district, but I don't think it's quite worth putting off a really good library at the moment. Yeah, you're probably right. I will say I need to play Syria more if I'm going to play them in the give, because I always forget that I should be planning around rivers like this. Like, in my mind, I know that Royal Libraries are, like, busted, right? So I don't even really think about it. And I would have got a Gate of All Nations buff too. Yeah, you're probably right. I can't quite see where they are, but... Oh, that's a 3-for right there. The Gate of All Nations is on the river. There's waterfall, by the way. Coming out the back of the palace. Yes. Mistake. Because culture isn't that important to me, and I've got heaps of mountains around. I could have put it, you know, here or here. Yeah. Definitely. Not ideal. Okay, we need more settlers now. This poor guy just, like, goes somewhere that's not getting hammered. Rivers are also very hard to see once you start building improvements too. Noting that there's a fire in this river makes it quite visible in that case. Okay, you can become a city. And you are coastal. What's my favorite wonder? Mine's the pyramids recently because of how broken Egypt was, still is. Humunga Maui will probably take over. That's the antiquity one. I know there's 2 that No, it's got the funkiest spelling, but it's over here. Yeah, that's the antiquity one. Humunga Bowie is fantastic if you're playing, like, or if you're on the coast, really. Culture Point, very solid. But my favorite wonder, I love the Hanging Gardens. Plus 10% growth rate in all cities, plus 1 food on farms. Big fan of that. You would have seen as well, they're adding the Great Library back. I assume probably at writing, which is exciting. The Great Library, of course, always a great wonder in every Civ game, and I hope they make it strong as well. But without knowing what it does yet, I think they said it improves all of your science buildings. If the Great Library gives like +1 science to all science buildings in your empire, that is going to be insane. Even +1 science on science buildings in your city would be pretty ridiculous, to be honest with you. So that could be great. Otherwise, I don't actually have that many wonders I like in Civ 7. Great Lighthouse is pretty fun. Colossus is pretty good. Pyramids, I agree with you, is yeah, a great wonder for sure. Even if you're not playing Egypt, if you just have like a decent amount of rivers around you, yeah, Pyramid's fantastic. But yeah, Hanging Gardens might be my favorite potentially. I'm not going for it here because I'm trying not to get too many legacy path points, but usually I'd consider that. But I like to build. Sorry, I can't wait for some Saida Tonga gameplay today. Yeah, what are your thoughts? I've been very critical of Saida. I don't think she sounds very strong at all. Like I'm talking bottom 5 leaders in the game, I would say. But Tonga, however, is extremely fun. I'd feel Borobudur just because it looks nice. Its effect is kind of mid. Yeah, Giga nerfed, right? Super insane prior to the infamous wonder balancing patch, which nerfed so many wonders, except Notre Dame, which can, I guess if I had to pick a favorite, Notre Dame's up there. If you're going for like a culture specialist game, pretty hard to beat Notre Dame. Scope run's working. And yeah, Great Library will be very good, I guarantee. It's hard for it to be bad. If it's a early wonder that gives like science bonuses, then it's a good wonder. What do I think? Welcome in, Roman. What do I think about Iceland and Ottomans both being cultural, militaristic civs? I think it's a little bit boring. Ottomans in particular sound really boring. Iceland is a bit more interesting, but I will say I'm tired of military civs and leaders. We've had, Genghis Khan, Saida to some extent, Blackbeard. Oh, stuck my mic over there. Assyria. Like, it's just been non-stop military leaders and civs for pretty much every patch. I'm a little bit sick of that. So I'm keen for this DLC to be over and we can move on to, the winds of trade or, the peace of the earth. I don't know. Anyway, I'm keen for some leaders that aren't militaristic. I'm really, really keen on that. But to Iceland's credit, they seem interesting because you can actually finish the cultural path without doing the religion game, which is pretty interesting. So there you go. I like civs that have alternate win conditions, like alternate ways to complete the paths. I need to make my moves here. Holy moly. Let's just get a saw pit down. Although, no, the brickyard's going to be better later. This is fine to build over. That should be fine. Got all the wonder now too, so we can start going down towards quartz. And we should have plugged this in. Slightly faster settlers. Heal up. Makes sense given their bonuses. They've had so many militaristic civs leaders recently that exactly, yep, totally agree. Saida looks not my type of leader, but I always feel is a good for dodging them. Yeah. So many people have said that she looks really good and they're really excited for her that I need to play her to work out. You know, I don't think I'm missing anything, but maybe I'm not quite... No, that's annoying. She's definitely going to declare war. I'm definitely... I potentially miss... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm downplaying her strengths, potentially. The number one civ I want in the game for me is the Netherlands. I love the Netherlands. At least in civ. I can't say much about them otherwise, but polders. I'd be really keen on polders, and that's the kind of SimCity gameplay I want. I want to fill in this whole coastline with polders. I'd love that. Netherlands is a good pick, but this may not surprise you. I'd be most excited for Australia. The problem with Australia is that most likely that you know, we're thinking of what you all think of when you think of Australia. They be in the modern age, and modern age civs tend to be not very interesting because you only play with them for about, you know, let's say 9 turns if you look at my most recent video, or, you know, say 30 to 40 turns on average. So I'd love to have, you know, John Curtin back, but I don't know, I think modern age civs are just that, you know, it's just like naturally disappointing. You don't get to play with them very long, right? So you know, I could definitely push for this out here because I can put a fishing key here. SimCity DLC, yeah. Australia would be great. Your two countries in the game being France and England. Whoa. How can you pledge allegiance to both France and England? Shouldn't that be, like, diametrically opposed? Half joking, of course, but interesting. Let's get our citadel down now. This is going to be the second best spot for it. This river runs through this way. I should note, actually, what's your happiness if placed on flat terrain? Well, there you go. I almost never consider that. I forget all the time that the Citadel has this happiness bonus. I'm sure most people do as well. Or maybe I'm universalizing my ignorance there. Okay, I would love to settle here. What an incredible spot. 2 sheep and quartz. That's like god tier resource city, but I need to move down this way. There is 2 sheep down here, silver, there's all sorts of good stuff here actually. Look, move something like that. I'll decide when you get there exactly where you want you to go. Here could be alright. Just to fill the spot. Here. There. It's probably going to be there. Put one here. And there. Looks good. We are allies now. It's like not like the 1400s. I'm allowed to be Pringlish. That's a cursed word right there. Good for you. That's good. I'm glad your empires of choice are made into the game. Bit obviously questionable that England was DLC, but as the choice for Axis made. And here we go. So here's me not realizing that the quests you get at the start of the game lead into these special quests that give you the points. So after 600 hours, I've just learned that I'm meant to be picking those if I want these attribute points. Because it's you get a hidden quest. Now, again, like, I want to pick this one because it's so much better, but I'll take the altar one. Amina's really going hard now, so... Miraculously, like, Ben kind of loves me. Leaders that share a government type. That's right. All Ben cares about is that you have the same government, and then, like, he's willing to overlook me forward settling his capital to steal a wonder away from him, which is amazing. That's not worth going for. That's potentially worth going for. And that's not worth going for. So there's all the Assyrian masteries would be bad. Give you a 7 leader to play as. Hey, do you like Pachacuti Assyria? Playing Peaceful Assyria? Play that. I mean, who's fun though? I mean, Tonga's fun. Tonga is the most fun. This is like blocking out a lot of city spots. And Ben didn't appreciate that, but he will forgive me. Hilarious. He's my favorite Civ leader combo in the game. In Antiquity. Is it Pachacuti? No. I'll tell you who it is. It's Queen of War. Play Himiko Queen of War with Tonga. There's my pitch to you. Because that is who I just did my turn 9 science victory as. Himiko Queen of War as Tonga, Abbasid, Japan. Probably one of, if not the most broken combination in the game. There you go. That one's free, that suggestion. I need to start getting these altars down. They give a lot of production, so it's worth doing. Happy to go up here. You're level 7. Now, are you worth making into a city? Probably, you know. I said it was going to be a town, but just because it's off fresh water, it doesn't need to be a town. And it's good to get these up quick. So, you know what? 3 cities was very quick. And I've got some rip-roaring spots here too. Tempting to take this, but obviously that's the dream right there. I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 5. Pretty good. So start moving over there by way of library. But there's a lot of mountains around. I should definitely go for the brickyard first, truthfully. Let's do that. Salt can go out now, right? Yeah. We've got a migrant here. Not entirely sure where you came from. But I guess you can go up here. I need to get all the tiles I can in my capital, so I'm lacking a bit in that on that front. Alright, we've officially got Amina. He's angry with us. Yeah, and enjoy. Queen of War is so fun. Queen of War is like playing... Like, I assume... Do you play on difficulty, Anglo Mango? If you play on deity, playing Queen of War, it's like playing on Sovereign or something. It knocks the difficulty down like 4 notches. That leader is just so good. Now let's take the social policy slot for now. Maybe that was a mistake. I won't be going for many traditions. Start working towards the sugar. The Cowlin. Now Benjamin Franklin is not so happy with me. Let's give him a farmer's market to offset this. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, all good. Well, yeah, Queen of War is a really good leader to learn on. In some ways, she kind of spoils you because she's so good and, oh, it's a reef. I'm not playing Tonga. I've got to get over this. It's a really good spot to build on. Yeah, she almost spoils you because you get so used to... What is this? Being able to support endeavors for free is so strong. It's hard to go back to playing a leader that doesn't do that. Wow, what the hell is this? After all that, I'm gonna support this. She wants to forgive me. Incredible. And now Ben Franklin wants to do this. This is bizarre. Flip-flopped. Benjamin Franklin's not going to hate me. I don't think like it's possible. When you have the same government, it's very hard for that guy to hate you. I'm about to trade with him too, so. Crazy. Last turn she wanted a reconciliation. This turn she wants to hinder finances. I'm not sure if they fixed the whole AI's not sanctioning you like crazy. Really, Ben? Well, this is gonna do it. That is surprising. Like all of a sudden I'm being power denounced? What's going on? Man, I really want that building there. So many districts to complete here. I need to get on that. Let's get this going out. I feel like me and Ben can find a way here. AI spins a wheel to decide what to spend their influence on. Literally though, like, what's going on here? Benjamin Franklin and I've been like best buds for the whole game, and then he just decides he's going to start sanctioning me and hindering me constantly, denouncing me. Amina has hated me since the start of the game, and like you can't explain this stuff. Okay, now this is good. Man, I would love the food on food buildings one. I also would love the settlement limit. The food I get to keep in the next stage, right? You know, keep as in it's still in my cities. The settlement limit goes away. I do get +2 settlement limit as Syria. We'll take this. Food on food buildings is so good. +4. Yeah, the AI are truly unpredictable beasts. Try and get up towards engineering. Also get a very solid... just complete this. Also get a very solid market here. It's really good. So I don't know what's going to happen with my relationship. I supported a reconciliation, which I think is +60 relationship. But at the same time, she's sanctioning me, so I really couldn't say what's going to happen there. Oh my god, what are the odds? Yeah, like what is going on here? Are they allied, by the way? That's usually what does it. Oh, they're going to be... Ugh. That's usually what gets them to kick off. I'm happy to go up citizenship. Alright. It's Royal Library time, but... Oh, it's actually that's a decent spot up there. I'm not mad about that. It puts a citadel right on his doorstep too, which is kind of funny. Yeah. Let's do that. Get the citadel first. Salt there. Alright, our empire is really starting to get kicking here. So of course, like it's, you know, 56% of the way through the age already. Classic. An old abbreviated speed. Get some more sugar here is really good. No, it's not sugar, but pretty close. Also, are there any tips for a Civ 6 player with 2k hours heading to Civ 7? What is very different you think might help me? That's a great question. I also have, or have, many hours in Civ 6. What did I end up at? 1,237 hours in Civ 6. Man, I mean, look, you're 100 hours in, you've probably got a lot of the obvious stuff figured out. So obviously, you know, no workers or builders. Army commanders are extremely helpful. Towns versus cities. Look, I would generally recommend sticking to 3 cities max. You really want to... I mean, I'm playing Patrick, so I'm a bit biased, but 3 cities is very solid for the entire game. You can stay on 3 cities. Very important to specialize your towns. In most circumstances, probably do that immediately. Wow. Sanctions are brutal, man. Man, what else is big? Look, in terms of city planning in Civ 7's a bit simpler generally. I mean, in saying that, I've screwed up, you know, my city planning this game in a lot of ways, so take it with a grain of salt. Like, look how good this spot would have been, but yeah, that is tragic. All you really care about, like yeah, it's a classic. Specializing your town feels bad when you first start because you're like, oh, but I want to keep growing. I would say once you've got all the decent resources around your town, in most cases, you should probably just specialize immediately. In terms of ones you want to go for, I mean, I don't have any good ways to showcase them here, but when you're growing your towns, if you think they're going to be towns forever, try to take tiles that have a happiness yield on them. This is getting pretty niche here, but always try to grow to happiness tiles. If you play a lot of Civ 6, you'll be familiar with appeal. So Civ 7 has appeal. So, you know, these tiles are next to mountains. So, you know, they get a lot of happiness. They're really good tiles. These ones next to this, like, swamp over here, you know, are less likely to. But because it's next to coast, you know, anyway, you get the idea. The Civ 7 has appeal, but if a tile is appealing, it gives happiness. The reason I'm saying all this is because resort towns are really, really strong, particularly in exploration and modern. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to the game. I don't know if there's any areas you struggle with in particular. Happy to advise, but it's a very complicated game in a lot of ways. In some ways, not so much, I guess, but there you go. A Wonder Star with Himiko Tonga. You're off to the races. You will be playing the game on easy mode. It's good. So resort towns. I wish I had a town that was level 7, you know. Resort towns give gold and happiness. Is that right? Gold and happiness? Yeah, on rural tiles that have a happiness yield. Sounds a bit confusing, but what have I grown to around here? But let's just look at this tile. 1 food, 1 production, 1 happiness. If I made this into a resort town, and this was improved, it would then go up to 1 food, 1 production, 1 gold, 2 happiness. Thing is, that's per age. So in the modern age, it would be like 1 food, 1 production, 3 gold, 3 happiness. So you can imagine if you have, you know, 7 tiles that you've grown to that all have happiness on them. That's potentially plus 21 gold and plus 21 happiness in like every town. They generate ludicrous amounts of gold if you set up for them right. The other bonus is that they increase your yields from natural wonders, which is a nice bonus, but doesn't have to come into play really. So resort towns are really great. Good one to keep in the back pocket. I feel like I should just be going for this. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, you can try and heal up, finally. I'm going to take a... Yeah, I will say happiness is like a really terrible yield as a general rule, but it just happens to be really good for resort towns. But in general, I would say don't worry too much about the settlement cap. Just if you're starting out, you can stay under it, but once you learn the rules, like resort towns in particular, you can go over this quite easily. But yeah, keep playing the game would be my advice. You will learn a lot. But feel free to ask any questions. I'm going to have a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes here, so I'll see you all soon. Feel free to check the description, or there's the QR code there to donate to the CIV give. Very much appreciated. Big multiplayer game coming up with all your favorite Civ content creators, of course. Raising money for a charity for very unwell kids, Gamers Outreach, who do a lot of good work by all accounts. So if you have the means, feel free to donate. But otherwise, I'll see you in a few minutes. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the big stream. Thanks for sticking around too. That was a bit of a long break. Let me just get my chat back up here. Oh, 1 second actually. Sorry, hang on. All right. I'm back and then I left. Now I'm back for real. All right. Anglo Mango, have I spoken to you before, by the way? I feel like you seem familiar. I've never seen you, I don't think, in the chat before. Anyway, good to have you in. Let's get this sorted. Okay. Let's try and finish out this age at least. Capture a settlement. That is very unlikely. The best I could hope for... One of these bozos is gonna declare war on me. They're gonna ally as well. 1 gold on the Royal Library. Look, let's take that one. That's fine. First time in? Well, welcome in. Great to have you. That's good. Okay, influence is now not so useful. Let's take the codex. And we'll see how this feels to strategically stay under the limit. The legacy path limit, that is. We can reach both sheep actually from here. These will probably be towns, to be honest. But yeah, let's go towards the sheep. Royal Library's done there, which is great. This would actually be a not too bad Petra here, to be honest with you. Yeah, pretty bad. Petra's +1 production improvements and +1 gold on districts. That's pretty bad. Petra is not great. And yet, I'm struggling with what else I would build. Got a merchant. I don't really want these people to declare war on me if I can help it, to be honest. Watching ever since I got into Civ 7. Appreciate that. But it's the first stream I've watched. That's good. Yeah, a bit unlucky in a way. This will be your first one. I love doing these. It's my Pachacootie achievement. I love doing these live streams on patch night. But I don't think I'm going to be able to stay up for the patch this time because it's delayed. Again, pretty unlucky. These are so good. But let's get this ridiculous monument down. This is why we play Pachacootie right here. And then after that, we should be moving towards one of these royal libraries. Yeah, it looks good to me. Let's see a better spot in the near future, so... It's really good. This turned out to be a fantastic city. This was definitely worth it. Good call to make it into a city, not keep it as a town. What a galley. I'm at the point now, right, I should buy some stuff to defend. A galley would be decent, and an archer. Happy with that. I'm just conscious of the city being on the water, so gives me some defense. Trying to fight Napoleon since he stole a really good city. He also hates me. Which Napoleon is it? Because note that one of the Napoleons, if you declare war on him, this guy, he wears red. He's wearing red. If you declare war on him, he gets a fully stacked army commander spawned in his capital. So watch out for that. If you got Xerxes on your side, you're happy days. Wow, it's early days for specialists, but yeah, I have heard that, Matthias. I have heard that is indeed a bug. Quite a powerful one as well. I don't know if it's consistent, but man, should I just be going for this? This is a food positive specialist. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Here we go, doing this again. Look, I'm gonna cancel that one. I'll cop the military one, but not that. Only one spot for a bath. And look at our production, by the way. It's like so good. Good old Assyria. One more turn of resting up. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you played, speaking of, it's going to go High Shaman. This is a very horizontal continent here. Let's see what friendly greet there. Yeah, the Napoleons used to be absolutely horrendous. They've made them a lot better, which is good. I thought he would do that. He supported farmers markets, which is really good. That's fine. Do that. Happy with this. And luckily the world's becoming a lot friendlier with all these city-states becoming, well, these independent powers becoming city-states.
After the assembly.
And we can put this in. Plug that in. Yeah, our towns really will grow quick. Again, food neutral specialists right here. This is going to be great too, once I get it. Excellent. 6 movement Magaru. Yeah, Magaru are they the best unit in the game? They're definitely up there. The Burning Arrow probably gets a spot. For getting really technical, Siams is probably really good too. I might go for this mastery for the food. Happy with that. Get another quartz. And we can actually... That's what we'll do. Should go there. Oh yeah, we do have mutual trade going on right now, so... It's amazing that Ben is so unfriendly, really. That's a very solid granary spot. Next turn, probably specialize that. Where are you even from, Gordium? You are lost. One lost little scout. Again, I'm just conscious of trying to take the happiness ones where I can. This looks fine. Only 3 turns though. I mean, on this speed, maybe I should keep them unspecialized for now. I don't need anything urgent in my capital. Might be alright. Capital's very, very strong though. Equip a camel. Nope. I heard war. Good news is, look at this buffer over here. I hadn't really considered activity going on down here.
There is another world.
Let's get rid of the scout thing for now. All my scouts kind of died. Look, it's a bit overkill, but let's get the walls. Keep that city well and truly safe. We're in the crisis. We are both in a war. Yeah, the AI just loves to go to war. She didn't actually end up allying with Ben Franklin, which is good. Good for me, at least. Right. Angkor Wat? Potentially. Angkor Wat would be amazing. You know what? Welcome back. Scout movement card. Okay, a lot to get through over here. I have the culture card plugged in at the moment, so I'll be going for that. And again, these food buildings are like incredible, so I should focus those as well. Yeah, I might be able to... A few more resources, I would be able to fill some of that, but I can't. Also... Tiwanaku? Where the hell is Tiwanaku? Are they up here or something? I think I can do this and then I can still upgrade. Get the commander down south. Just gotta go rage quit. Oh, real quick. Just gotta get, yeah, all good. Yeah, no worries. Do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, I kind of moved all these units up thinking that she would, well, Ben Franklin would attack me. I'm gonna leave this, you can go there. This guy, I mean, I actually can't get naval units past this, just realized. You can just stay there. No, you can defend the capitals. This guy might just tear havoc on me. Of course he goes, I knew he was going to do that. He's gone sat on my Colossus. So now I have to take him out. Fill that in. It's satisfying. They're sheep. And, why would we go for walls? Let's make it another commander. Fortify. Where are you going? Let's go to Kalu then. Oh, you're probably very angry, right? Scouts probably cooked. I don't know if I can get past all this stuff. I swear you keep getting narrative events to reveal city-states you've revealed recently. What do you mean? Oh my god. Tiwanaku. What do you mean reveal city-states? Is that like on Ibn Battuta or something? I don't think I've ever seen a narrative event to reveal a city-state. Not saying you didn't get it, but it's never seen something like that. Be spending my gold a lot more too. right? The best amphitheater you'll see today, right there. Only getting better because of the specialists. She has managed to get the war weariness down, but again, you can see how good that was. Starting her out at -4. I'm going to add one more, because the AI does tend to give you cities if you're on 3 war support. And it helps that my city-states are kind of doing a lot of the work here, defending me, which is nice. Because otherwise, it's Amina. She's a bit scary. Welcome in, ZCPB. Peaceful series going well. I'm at war, but I didn't intend to be, so I think that counts. Otherwise, I think it's... to be honest, I don't know. You're really bad in this age because... not really because of the courtesies, but I can't go for the masteries, you know, which do give me courtesies, obviously, but mainly I don't get the free tech. The free tech is so strong on Assyria. Now, granted, I can get these from peace deals, which I'm probably going to do. But yeah, you're really playing for the Royal Library in future ages. So yeah, right now, peaceful Assyria is quite bad, as it turns out. Which for now is still like solid. Just buy an archer here, that's fine. You're still Assyria, so it's, you know. That's vexing.
He doth bestride the
Colossus. On my highest legacy points. I'm pretty happy to keep going for these, to be honest. Put a barracks down quite soon, so... Might actually have a chance to explore some of Himiko's land to you, which would be nice. Got heaps of wonders going. And I'm doing okay against the AI. I knew Ben wouldn't declare war on me. He's coming back around. Coming back around. Going down to Salt now. Agreed it out for Zeal. Maybe he paid off, potentially. That is a city-state she owns. So you're probably dead. Oh, here's Tiwanaku. Still unbefriended. That's a big find. You're probably dead, but you're not dead. Huge find. Welcome back, Mr. Mango. Let's speed that up as well. Help my dad out with our donkeys. That is... it's a first for the stream, for sure. You want to be... as well, absolutely. Oh, she's rejected it. Probably because I'm at war. She doesn't want to join the war, which is, like, fair enough, obviously. Diego and Grace. Incredible names. Reminds me of Diego Luna. Best actor of our generation, of course. Don't really mean that, but started one of the best shows of our generation. Andor. If you haven't watched it, you need to go and watch it. immediately. Now let's get some of this stuff up finally. We can put that there. Library over there. This guy should die or get very close to it. Yeah, that's fine. Move my commander down a bit. Tier 2 of the crisis is kicked in. Again, a little bit greedy, like giga greedy, not specializing this down. But again, on this speed, I don't know, I feel less inclined to, actually. Really don't need the walls. I don't know, got the science? Our culture is like really good because of all these mountains. Not that we really need that, but better than having bad culture. So Pat should be out in how long now? Like an hour? Yeah, an hour and a half. 90 minutes from now. Yep. Oh, you're dead. Should not have moved you down to the coast. Probably. Oh my god, he's been given mercy again. The scout should have died twice now. Let's make it 3 times. Let's keep exploring. Because I keep going for these specialists on these culture tiles, but they're just so good. Also, that is quite the gathering of forces on the border. Yeah, crises are on. Everything is, except the plague crisis. Oh my god. Oh, not Tyre. That's kind of annoying if he takes that. So yeah, crises are on. People hate the plague crisis, which like I don't hate the plague crisis. I just think it's a bit pointless. So I don't. That's fine. They can turn that off. But yeah, no plague. And to be fair, these other crises are they're not bad. The happiness one I think is probably good for me because it'll, if there are any warmongers in the game, I might be able to pick up like some free cities. From the players who don't know what they're doing. They might just go way over the cap and not know how to manage happiness, and might be able to pick up some freebies there. Would be good. And the Barbarian Crisis, to be honest, is a bit of a rush. Like, it is extremely chaotic. And in this speed, you can't... Man, Ben... You can't, like, overcome it. You do just have to kind of hang in there a bit. And I actually don't mind that part of it. It is extremely chaotic. There's no other good spot here for a science. Let's put it here, I think. Yeah. Let's get that up, that's fine. Go over there. If you haven't, you should really try it. Napoleon movement build with mementos for movement. I'll give it a crack for sure. I haven't tried the new Napoleon. The other thing is I'm not very good at war. Well, maybe I'm okay, but I don't like it so much. But it's definitely something I'll try at some point in the future. Look at my gold, by the way. This is ridiculous. I need to be buying some stuff. Whatever it is, and get it. Yeah, looks good. Again, as long as it has happiness on it, I'll take it. Yes, Ursa in the Civ give. He is, yeah. He will be likely doing quite well. Man knows what he's doing, suffice to say. Look at you, you actually managed to make it. Why don't you heal up for a bit? See if you can't survive, like, till the end of the age, maybe. The plague crisis kind of sucks, but I find the barb one can ruin games. It can definitely ruin games. The barb one, like, you could just get unlucky with, like, where they spawn. If you just get, like, 4 or 5 spawn on your border, to be honest, there's no way to defend against that unless you literally have an army of, like, 20 to 30 units strong, you know? Sometimes that crisis is just undefendable. Which is not what you want in a strategy game. Maybe now you'll, No, well, you're at war with Amina anyway, so... But yeah, it's interesting. But in terms of better ideas for better crises, like, to be honest, not really. Let's do that. 7 specialists already is pretty nuts, actually. You know, I put out a video that did talk a little bit about this. Mainly talking about how the Civ transitions should be tied to the crisis in some way. AKA, you select the Civ you're going to transition to at 70%, so at the start of the crisis. And then as the crisis progresses, you keep doing like a multi-part quest. So you know, over the course of the crisis, morph into your new Civ. Rather than just becoming the Civ on the, how do I describe it, right? Like, just in the main menu. I think that would be good, personally. Let's talk. Oh yeah, that is the spot right there. That would be a really good wonder to get. Yeah, I would... That's my idea, but the crises themselves, to be honest, no, I don't have many ideas. Like, they're not great in a lot of ways, really. You actually need a villa. Can sort you out next turn. Play with crises off, like, yeah, fair enough. Oh my god, a lot of stuff just happened. I lost Angkor Wat, it's a bit annoying, would have been amazing for me, but it's okay. Who built it though? Oh, you never tell me who builds it. 90% now. Should get our capital up, but look how good this one is too. Let's do it. So we got totally murked there. And this commander's probably dead actually. So I think I'll lose that commander permanently. It's pretty unlucky. I don't even know how this got damaged. How did that get damaged? Oh, right, of course. It's angry people. So let's sort that out. And let's get Magaru, I guess. Busted. Can cop all the happiness penalties in the capital, that's fine. I missed so many messages. I found War in Civ 7 to be really fun, but a bit tired of it after all the leagues and Civs, yeah. Same boat, like, I think it's the best iteration of War we've ever had, for sure. Like, combat, this is alright. Combat in Civ 7 is, yeah, far and away the best in the series, but I can only take so much. I did a fair bit at launch, and then Genghis Khan came out, and then Blackbeard came out, and at this point, like, It's still just war. War is war. We lost Tyre, by the way. So, yeah. Nice. Got an alliance. Yeah, I'm not inclined to try out war again just because there's a new leader when they don't really change it up too much. Blackbeard, like, yeah, you know, fair enough. He's pretty big difference, but still a lot of clicking. That's what it is. That's the problem for me. It is very late, and by late I mean early. Put it this way, I probably won't be staying up until the patch, unfortunately. Which I hate doing. I hate that I'm so close, but it's just too far away. I cannot justify staying up that late. Amina will give me her stuff eventually. Yeah, if a commander's dead on age transition, they are gone forever, by the way. Angkor Wat's hard to get. Yeah, Angkor Wat, they if you have any sort of like science leader in your game, Angkor Wat is like it's a goner. I can probably get them up to friendly before the age ends. Maybe not worth it.
Skill, the true.
These are all really good. I guess we'll take the specialists. Our specialists are cracked right now. Welcome in, WH. Dropping WMDs is the extent of my warfare. That's certainly one way to do it. And it cuts down on clicks, right? Welcome in. And also, Barky, HSR. Welcome in. What are the best antiquity civs for Augustus? Apologies, I didn't have my Twitch chat up, unfortunately. I may have missed that. I hope you didn't. Hope you haven't been waiting too long. The best antiquity civs for Augustus. Look, immediately, Carthage comes to mind. Augustus is all about towns. He gets a lot of benefits from towns instead of cities in his capital. Very good at building up a huge capital. Carthage can only have one city. They can't found other cities. So natural synergy there. That's like his go-to. Who else is quite good? Anyone that has a unique district where they have a culture building is quite good. So, you know, Augustus can buy, I think it's the Odeon. Same goes for one of these buildings, which is quite good. Look, if I had to pick one, Carthage is the obvious choice. Otherwise, like, he's pretty good on a lot of people, to be honest. Axum wants to buy a lot of Hawaiians in towns. He gets a big discount to that. Yeah. Augustus is extremely strong. Both the Tonga buildings, apparently, until they fix that. It's true. That is also a thing. We can probably go for this now. Will I get a future tech? Definitely not. So what should I be doing here then? Production, I guess? Something. Let's get Saw Pit down, I guess, over here. Should probably get the blacksmith down, but we won't have time, I don't think. Yeah. We might. No, we probably won't purchase it. I'll see how we go. Hit here and go back in. And deploy you. This is the second commander after his supervisor died. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Just spamming specialists now, to be honest. Archer can just vaguely go up in this direction. You need to keep running, but you can get a hit in there. you might be able to sneak this thing over here, but really your job is done, I think. I've discovered, well, not much of the world, actually. It's just the hostile sea states. Oh, speaking of, look at these high definition camels here, by the way. What a close-up. Wow. Very nice. Look at them all. Wow, that's a lot of camels. Why are they so far off the tile? Nice. Cool. None of these really matter. Oh, step pyramids, actually. Sneak a few of those in before the end of the age. They have to go on happiness tiles, right? Another good reason. Are the camels giant or is the pyramid small? That is the big question we're all asking ourselves. The question was, is Tonga an S-tier civ for you? The answer is yes. The answer is absolutely. I think they... I know Maya exists, but I do think Tonga might be the best civ in single player. Might be the best civ in the game. Potentially. They are really, really strong. It's going for random masteries now, so something to do. Man, I can't believe I didn't build half this stuff, but... Classic abbreviated, really. We should buy as many of these step pyramids as we can, though. Which is not many, by the looks of it. I did spend a fair bit of gold on some other junk. Maya and Tonga, yeah. And Assyria, to be fair. If I was actually going to war, Assyria is brutal. Look, once they get to that point where they have their unique unit out, which is basically where I am at now, you just win. There's nothing anyone can do to really stop you once you get to the point where your cavalry's running over them, so... That's handy. 160 per step pyramid. Shame this guy squashed my, my building, or my city-state here. Also, Great Barrier Reef. But yeah, it's the unique district. It's the unique district that's so good. It's the scouting. The scouting's insane. It just gives you so much information. Many good things. Many good things about that civ. A lot to like. Charlemagne has Great Britain, so rip Charlemagne. Damn. Going for that role play. Back to pyramid spam. Music is also goated, that is true. Cannot be overstated how good Tonga's music is. One of the best in the game for sure. Ah! Well. Look who is unhappy and refused to make peace with me earlier, so absolutely, I'll take Tyre. And that got me my free tech. You know what free tech I just got, by the way? Mathematics Mastery. You know what Mathematics Mastery does? It doesn't exist. It gave me nothing. Getting a lot of codices at the end here. Again, I'm not meant to be doing in theory, but going for that either. Sure, the wheel. It's a lot of step pyramids I'm going to miss out on, potentially. Saw pit. Guess this is fine. Well, Step Pyramid was a great find at the end there. It's got to be said. Now you have to defend Tyre now. Keep that in mind. How have you ended up in this situation? Alright. And look, our science and culture ended up being extremely respectable. You know, when I played with some of the other Civ people in a multiplayer game and we were playing on this speed, I mean, none of them were anywhere near 200 culture and science, and we are doing pretty good. I'd be pretty happy, all things considered. I could have gotten some of these wonders though. But again, like, how many points did I get here? 4. Without trying to get the least amount of points possible, 4's not bad. Surely most people will get more than 4, right? Can I rely on people to do that? I should maybe be able to piece her out now as well for another city. Before the age ends anyway. Surprised she's not going for that, to be honest. I would love that city. Who did she take this from? Mississippi? Or she settled that herself? Why is it next to Benjamin Franklin? It's a lot of questions. Ageless specialist there, really good. Step pyramids. I have another Megari tucked in here too. Keep that in mind. Okay. What the, like, where did these come from? Where did these come from? That's fine. This guy's probably dead. But couldn't keep him in the next stage anyway, so see you later. I might get Pachacooty to level 10 from this, by the way. Haven't done very well in legacy parts, obviously, but I did finish that quest. It's pretty good. These specialists are terrible, so I'll go for this one for now. You're still growing. It's pretty funny. Definitely like done with you growing now. So next stage you would specialize you. And just get some rubbish. That's fine. Last turn, more or less. Let's do this. Go in there. Heal up. Move in. Do need a hit first. Move you back. It didn't show, but I did move it back. I'm actually surprised, yeah, she's not going to give a city away before the end of the age. Like, objectively a good move from the AI, but it's kind of surprising that they made an objectively good move, so that's alright. Oh, that was the last turn. I didn't even clock that. Probably could have built 2 more step pyramids, but there you go. Thought there was one more. Unfortunately, I am a whisker off level 10 Pachacooty. Well, that was really good. Yeah, so look, Assyria will feel bad in Antiquity, but if I get to just SimCity as Assyria, if no one attacks me, if, you know, I've got strong units if they do, so minimal military investment required. and I get, you know, at least 3 or 4 royal libraries up, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. I just got to really focus on the day. If I do end up with Assyria, really focus on the royal library placement, because I don't tend to. So, which I should. I absolutely should. Cool. Well, I will probably call it there. A bit of a shame. Look at all these people streaming in. Apologies. So the patch, to everyone watching, the patch is delayed. So it'll be in just over an hour from now. So I won't be able to stay up that long, unfortunately. Very sad. I love doing these patch streams, but that is simply too late. So I won't be able to review it in real time with you all, which is a shame. I'm going to call it here, but everyone watching, you'll notice that there's a QR code on screen, or in the description there's a link. That is for the Gamers Outreach Foundation for the 2025 CIV Give. So, you know, if you have the means, donate to that. A really great cause. Yeah, and look forward to next, Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The CIV Give multiplayer game is happening. So tune into that. Everyone, all your big content creators, Ursa Ryan, Paisley Trees will be there, not playing, but doing some interviewing with one of the devs, or one of the historian, Andrew Johnson. So look forward to that. But yeah, that is it from me, essentially. So next age would go Abbasids if we could. But who knows? That'd be the dream, but unlikely. So next stream will be in 2 days, so Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then we'll happen to also be streaming on Sunday for the Give. So yeah, I'll see 2 days time, same time, same place on Thursday. So I'll see you all there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. It's a shame the patch was delayed, so I can't review it. It really does suck. I love doing that. But maybe I'll put out a video around the patch review. But either way, go check out my most recent video where I won a science game in 9 turns. It was very good. But thank you all for watching. And yeah, have a good one, everyone. See you later.